Ross Martin with Inside Carolina here with Governor Roy Cooper ahead of UNC's matchup with Duke in the Final Four. Governor Cooper, you proclaimed this week that North Carolina is the center of the basketball universe. What does this game with Duke and UNC mean for the state?
Well, we got to get it done tonight, Ross. Got to get it done. I'm excited. I do believe that right now North Carolina is the center of the college basketball universe, and that unquestionably the Carolina-Duke rivalry is the best rivalry in college basketball. But I've been thinking about this thing this week, and I've decided that this is the best rivalry in American sports. And I know that you got people who would want to argue Red Sox-Yankees or Lakers-Celtics or maybe even Ohio State-Michigan football. But when you look at the sustained excellence over more than 4 decades, the closeness of the rivalry, the fact that we play twice a year, that we're 8 miles apart, public versus private, the intensity that we all know is there, good gracious. I mean, you cannot find a better sports rivalry than this. And here we are meeting for a chance to play for the national title.
That's right.
You just can't beat it. Can't beat it.
And you're a 2-time UNC grad.
I am.
So we know where you're leaning.
Yeah,
but what do you think
question.
about what do you think about this UNC team? What do you like about them? This little breakdown, a little ahead of the game.
Yeah, what's so good about them is how they have evolved over the year, how they have found themselves. And, as go RJ and Caleb, so go the Tar Heels. And you got to hope that tonight the shot is on and that they have confidence. From what I can see, they're approaching this game pretty loosely, and they believe the pressure is on Duke, and that may very well be, and that could work to our favor. So, it should be a good game. Baycott's got to stay out of foul trouble.
Yep.
Brady's got to hit his corner jumper, but all of those things can happen.
And what do you think about the job Hubert Davis has done this year in year one?
Well, everybody would agree with you that you can't find a better person than Hubert Davis. Committed. The story of his life and how he's been involved in athletics, the fact that people kept telling him that he wasn't going to be good enough to do X, Y, and Z, and he always did. With that kind of story, I imagine that you can really inspire players. And I expect that he's done that, but I think what people are really happy about with Hubert is the great X and O's that he's been able to come forward with this year. I mean, it's been pretty special.
This crazy run right now. And there's always tons of big games with UNC-Duke. What are your memories of the rivalry? Having probably watched a bunch of them.
So I'll have to go back to 74 when we're 8 points down with 16 seconds to play in Chapel Hill. A lot of people left Carmichael.
Okay.
And there was no three-point line. So 8 points down, 17 seconds to play. UNC wins that game with Walter Davis hitting a shot from half court to throw it into overtime. That was a pretty special game. I still remember Eric Montross, blood running down his face. When was that, 92 maybe, 93? At some point. That was a great game. There's just so many of them. Marvin Williams put back, I think that was the loudest I have ever heard the Dean Dome that day.
And you're a fan just like a lot of us.
Oh, absolutely.
How do you watch the game? What do you do? Any superstitions? How do you approach it? You get nervous like the everyday fan?
Oh, yeah. And, people's vocabulary expands when when we watch Carolina and Duke. I happened to sit through the one in Chapel Hill this year, and that was no fun. And it's unusual because it's very rarely a blowout, regardless of how good the teams are. So, this time I'll be there. So I look forward to it. It'll be great.
We really appreciate your time, Governor. UNC-Duke tonight for Inside Carolina. I'm Ross Martin.